Hi, let's talk about the final project you're going to do for this course. The last thing I want you to do is basically take the elements, take the tags, take the syntax that you've been learning about over these past few weeks and put them together to create an example page. You'll be provided with a screenshot as a template for what I want you to build, but it's always easier if someone can tell you in words what goes along with the picture. When you make this page, the most important thing I want you to realize is that there are no tricks. I'm really just testing for syntactic accuracy. So let's take a look at the site you're going to be creating. Here's the site right now. Depending on what size screen you're looking at, it can look really different. So just for fun, I'm going to resize my browser just to give people an idea that I really haven't styled this to do anything particular. When I make it smaller, things move around. I don't care where things lay out on your screen. I'm more worried about the fact that each element is there. I also wanted to point out that, as you can notice, some of the elements are in yellow and others are just in regular color. Anything that's in yellow is something that you should change specifically to you. So in this case, I have Colleen Van Lent in yellow. You should really use your name instead. I have a list of my favorite foods. I really want you to pick your favorite foods. I've got a little thing along the bottom that says progress and life goals. Again, pick your own value. So every place that you see yellow, I want you to change to your own particular interests, names, values. Okay? The other thing I want to point out is right down here where you see the more about me, this is actually part of a details tag. When I click on it, you can see that it opens and closes. And this is another place where I want to put more information about you, not about me. Now, if you were looking at my site on Firefox, or if you're developing in Firefox, I just wanted to let you know that this tag doesn't work. Instead, it would always show up as open. That's fine. If that's the type of browser you've been testing on, continue to do so. I just didn't want you to get worried when it didn't seem to open and close like for everyone else. All right? So go ahead. You're going to make sure that you have a header up here, a navigation bar here. This is one section and another section. And again, the picture may seem big or small. I don't really care what it looks like. What I care about is your ability to write HTML5 code. So good luck as you write your code. I know you're going to do great, and it's important to just take small steps and get each one to work individually. When you're done, you're going to have something that you can be really proud of. Hi everybody. I'm not sure if I should say welcome back or goodbye because this is the end of the class. I know that you might be a little bit surprised, like, what? That's it? I don't feel like I'm ready to be a web developer yet. Well, I'm here to tell you, you're not ready to be a web developer. But what you have learned is that with the exception of a few things called forms and a little bit about graphics, you have learned the bulk of the HTML5 tags. You've learned their syntax and their semantics. All right? With that information, you are now ready to go off and learn even more about the areas that really interest you in particular, whether that's design, accessibility, user experience. And it's very important that you had this basic understanding before you go on to these other ideas. So let's think about some of the things you learned. One of the first tools that's now in your tool belt is that you can view and edit files and code, which is something a lot of people have difficulty with. You can use that editor to modify an existing HTML file. You can create one from scratch. There's a lot of different things that you can do using the editors that you've now mastered. You also know the different options for opening a file. I'm not sure if you remember, but just a few short weeks ago, when you saw an HTML file, probably the only thing you could do was open it in a browser. Now you know how to do many more things than that. You also are at the very beginning of learning how to evaluate for accessibility. From the first step of viewing other people's source code and looking for those semantic tags, you know the importance that these tags have for people who want to access your page. You also have the ability to go to thevalidator.org to check for well-structured syntactic code, or to go to WebAIM to check for that semantic structure that people may or may not be using in their code. Again, the ability to evaluate accessibility is something that we really need more and more people to know. Finally, you also hopefully know how to publish your site, Or at the very least, you know the basics if you do decide to publish in the future. You know about domain names, you know about hosting, and you know that you really don't want to buy that one domain name they keep trying to sell you in the Super Bowl unless you're also willing to buy a host. You've also achieved some familiarity, no matter how small, with so many systems that are out there. You've learned about cPanel, you've learned about FTP, you've learned about different browsers, and you've learned about different types of editors. And this is all information you can use to expand your knowledge in other areas. So what should you do next? If you found this course interesting, what you really want to do is you want to practice your skills. Keep writing code, keep using tags. If there's a tag you're not sure about, that's especially the one that you want to practice with. You want to get comfortable with multiple editors. If you've been using Notepad++, try Sublime. If you've been using Sublime, try Text Wrangler. Keep working with different editors, and while you're at it, try different browsers too. Try uploading your code. If you didn't host your site, I really encourage you to find a free hosting service and try putting it out there. Because once you can share your code with other people, you get much more motivated to do new things. And finally, the most important thing you probably want to do is learn about cascading style sheets. Cascading style sheets is a method you're going to use to take your plain, everyday HTML file and make it look like something really special. Of course, I happen to be offering a course in CSS3, and I hope you'll join me for that. But if you decided that you just don't have the time to do that, I want to let you know that when this course is over and after you've submitted your final project, I will be sending you a link to what I call my secret lecture. And in that secret lecture, I want to show you ways that you can style your page in very simple steps. And I hope it's something you'll enjoy and help you to continue your journey into HTML5.